Hey there, Rachel. I just wanted to talk to you about our wedding photos real quick. I know that your dress was a big hit and all, but my parents were wondering if you wouldn't also be able to get some photos done in a more traditional dress as well. I'm really sorry to bug you with this. I know it's silly.
No, you warned me something like this might happen. And I'm just glad they're letting me wear it for the wedding. Of course I can go and get some photos done of me in something that's more suited to their taste.
Thanks so much for understanding. You know how old-fashioned my parents can be. I actually can't believe they're asking you to do this.
Well, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Besides, I know that my grandma was also wanting to see me in a more traditional dress as well. So, your mom isn't the only person that's going to get something out of doing this. In fact, if we are going to do this, we might want to go out and buy some nice picture frames that we can give to our relatives as well. Since I'm sure some of the older relatives would prefer to have a physical photo over a digital version.
Yeah, actually, my mom was just complaining about how nobody ever gives pictures anymore. But I guess it's just a generational gap kind of thing. I really don't care one way or the other how the photos get to them in the end, personally.
Well, since we're going to go through all this trouble already, we might as well do it right and get a frame. Besides, it'll be another good excuse to have my hair and makeup done.
You know, if you're starting to feel the more traditional dress, we could always go and talk to our planner about adjusting the wedding plan to have you wearing that instead.
No. I really do like the dress that I've picked out, and it'll be a huge hassle to pick out another one.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that my parents really would like to see you in something more traditional. And as their eldest child, I guess I just feel like I have this obligation to try to at least do that for them. I mean, I want them to enjoy the ceremony after all.
I understand that, but you realize that our marriage shouldn't be about trying to make your relatives happy, right? I mean, there are things I know my parents would rather we do, but this should be about what we want.
But that's kind of unfair. I mean, you say that, but you mean it more of a spiritual kind of sense. When did your parents pass away again?
You know that both my parents died when I was only 4 years old, and that I've been raised by my grandma ever since.
And your grandpa died even before both of your parents did, right? I really do think that it's just incredible that your grandma was able to raise you all by herself. I'm sure she must have cared a lot about you to do that sort of thing.
Yes, it certainly wasn't easy for her. Although my parents had life insurance policies that certainly helped Grandma be there for me after they passed.
I see. And I bet whatever they left her and you in their wills went pretty far as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that might have helped her out a little, but as far as I know, my grandma actually didn't touch much of what my parents left behind. She always said that she wanted to preserve as much of it for me as she could. And I've really only used it to help pay for going to college, so I think it's all mostly intact.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you still have most of your parents' money even after you've paid for tuition and all that? I mean, doesn't that basically mean that you're really rich then?
I really don't know if this money you classify me as rich, but my parents must have been very good at saving up. And like I said, Grandma never touched it. She put most of the money into a fund, so it really only kept growing until I was old enough to use it.
I see. So then if it's been growing this whole time and you've hardly used it, then there still must be a ton of money left, right? You'll be fine all the way until you get old and gray.
I mean, that certainly is what I'm hoping for. I just have to be vigilant and spend responsibly until then.
Well, you're one of the most mature, level-headed people I know, so I doubt you'll have a problem with that at all. In fact, I really respect that about you.
Oh, come on. I think you're over-exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal.
And on top of that, you're just so humble, too. Really is incredible.
You always said that, but you know that I don't mean to be on purpose anyways. I guess growing up without my parents has just made me really grateful for the things that I do have. After all, I had my fair share of people who assumed that I was just some vagrant who never learned how to behave all because I grew up without my parents.
You're kidding me! Why in the world would someone treat a child like that after they've already been through so much?
I don't know. I guess a lot of people in the world just have misconceptions about this sort of thing. But I was raised by my grandma, and she made sure that I knew my manners and how to treat others. Of course, there have been plenty of times in my past where I always wondered what I'd be doing if my parents were still alive. Even now that we're getting married, I'm always thinking about how they'll never get to meet you.
I understand that. But I want you to know that my family really doesn't mind at all about your circumstances. You're the one I love, and that's all that matters. Besides, you still came out a kind, mature, and caring person. So it just goes to show that those other people have no idea what they're talking about. I really am so happy that you and I are going to be getting married.
Thank you so much, Liam. You really do know just how to make a girl blush. Do you know that?
Well, we are getting married soon. If I didn't know how to make you smile, then what kind of husband would that make me?
Hey, Liam, I was just wondering if you took any money out of my wallet. I went to the bank to take out some money that I need to spend on the house this month. But I just looked inside my wallet and it's completely empty. I have no idea where the money is.
Oh yeah, that. I actually took all the money from your wallet this morning when I left the house.
But I was going to use that money to buy us groceries for the next couple of weeks. Don't tell me that you've already spent it all. What happened to your money? You know that we still have a week until you finally get paid, right?
I know, but last month there wasn't all that much work coming in, so my paycheck ended up being a lot smaller than what we were used to.
But you should know that if you don't get that much work, then it means we'll have to tighten our belts for the next month, right?
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. I still have clients to meet, business lunches to have. There's no way I can cut back on my spending.
Well, maybe you should stop looking for more clients and just take as much work as you can from your current ones then.
I would, but I was just so busy last month with meetings and the like that I really didn't have any time to work at all. It's really tough out there, you know?
Liam, I've been thinking. Maybe it's time that you go out and look for some more regular employment. I mean, you quit your job last year wanting to freelance, but you've basically just been begging all your old clients from your company for work.
Hey, come on. How could you ask that of me? Don't you know how hard I'm working already? I mean, if you really have a problem with how much money I make, then why don't you go out and get a job and contribute a little too, huh?
But you're still avoiding what I'm trying to say. You're too busy looking for more work when you should just be doing the work that you have. And just what did you end up spending all of our money on in the first place? You're always staying out late after work and not coming home until the middle of the night. I know that you're always talking about how busy with work you are, but what exactly is it that you're doing?
What do you want me to say? I'm working. I'm meeting clients. I'm having more meetings. There's a lot going on, and I don't see why I should have to break down my schedule for you like this right now.
Well, do you really think that you need so many meetings? I mean, isn't the whole part of freelancing that you're kind of a one-man team? Even if you do need these meetings, I don't see why you always need to spend money for them. Can't you just arrange to do something online and from home?
Ugh. You really think I want to coop myself up in the house all day and never leave? Is that the life you think I want to live?
Well, I'm sorry, but you hardly seem to get any real work that pays money done when you're not in the house. I know that you have a lot going on, but you need to rein the spending in. I mean, we don't even have enough money to get through the month now.
Well, then we can just start to dip into our savings. I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, you still have the money your parents left you, right?
Liam, you and I have talked about this already. I told you that I don't want to touch that money unless we really need to. So please stop always bringing it up when you're the one who needs better spending habits.
Man, you really can be such a cheapskate sometimes. Do you know that?
Excuse me? Do you really think that I'm being cheap right now? I am literally asking you to do the bare minimum of financial literacy.
Well, I don't get it. What's the point of having all that money if you're not going to use it? And if you're not going to use it, then the least you could do is go out and work. I mean, you hardly contribute anything. Do you realize that?
Okay, but at least I have a regular job in an office with a steady paycheck.
But you could be doing more. Why don't you go and do some trainings or seek out a promotion or something like that? Why don't you aim higher?
Liam, there are both ways that we could each be earning more money. But if you're not making it through the money with what you earn, it isn't fair to expect me to cover for that.
How can you say something as heartless as that? When I got married, I thought it was because we would be there for each other in our times of need. But instead, you always twist everything around into being my fault when I'm not even doing anything. And then you're always acting as if there's nothing that you could be improving on. Even though your position in your company isn't that great and all, and you still look down on me. But what else could someone expect from a girl who doesn't have any parents?
Excuse me? You did not actually just send me that message, did you?
I'm just saying it because it's true. You didn't grow up being raised properly by your parents, and so it's no wonder that you turned out like this. If you think that I'm being unreasonable, it's probably more just the fact that I'm right about this and you know it.
Liam, what is the matter with you? Why would you bring up my parents like this? Besides, you know very well that work that my grandma put into raising me ever since I lost my parents. You should know better than to say something like that.
Well, I'm only telling the truth. You really don't know how to behave well with others, and this is the proof of it. I mean, your grandma's probably just spoiled you anyways because she felt sorry for you. So even if she did raise you, it's clear that she couldn't have done a very good job of it.
I don't even know what to say to that right now. I mean, why in the world are you having to bring my grandma into this as well? I don't get it. What has gotten into you to treat me this way?
Oh boy, here we go. It's all fine and dandy when you're telling me how I can improve myself. But the moment I start to talk about you, it's woe is me this, I'm an orphan that. You can't keep hiding behind these same excuses.
I seriously can't believe that you're acting like this. It's honestly really disappointing, Liam. I didn't think you were this kind of a person.
Well, that's your problem. You think that the whole world needs to stop and bend over backwards for you just because your rich parents died and left you all their money. I mean, don't you realize there are children on the other side of the world going hungry every day? Don't you ever think about them? Because maybe you should the next time that I tell you we don't have enough money and need more. Got it?
Excuse me, Liam, but why in the world did I just pull out a woman's necklace from your backpack? It certainly isn't one of mine.
Wait, what? Just what in the world do you think you're doing going through my backpack, huh?
I was cleaning up around the house and seeing if you had anything clothes in there that needed washing.
Why would there be clothes in my backpack? Why are you going through people's things that don't belong to you? Don't you touch my things ever again. I seriously can't believe you did that. What is the matter with you, Rachel?
But you still haven't told me whose necklace this is. I mean, I already said that it's not mine, and it certainly doesn't seem like it's something you'd wear.
It's a present. There, now can you quit asking so many questions?
It's a present. That's it? Is it a present for someone, or did you get it from someone? Can you be any more specific?
Ugh, whatever. Really doesn't matter at all about that. Point is that it's not yours and has nothing to do with you.
Liam, if you're cheating on me, then just be honest about that. I mean, is this why you've been coming home so late recently?
And so what if I'm having some fun on the side, huh? Name a single man who doesn't cheat now and then.
I really am not interested in whatever excuses you've come up for yourself, Liam. Besides, this necklace isn't cheap. In fact, I know this piece, and it's very expensive. So if it's got nothing to do with me, and you're not wearing it, then who are you planning to give this to? How much did this even cost?
I think that necklace set me back about $1,500 or so.
And you were going to give such an expensive present to the woman that you're cheating on me with? Just where did you get all that money to buy something like this in the first place, huh?
Oh, come on. You know I don't have that kind of money normally. What do you think I spent all that money that I stole out of your wallet on, huh? Even that wasn't enough to cover paying for the necklace, if I can be honest.
So you stole all my money and it still wasn't enough? Then how did you afford it? Do you have some secret second job?
No, it's nothing like that at all either. If you must know, I had to open up a new credit card to be able to afford it.
So then you bought the necklace on credit? You didn't even have the money to actually get it? What is the matter with you? Why would you do something that's stupid?
Because it's not like we can't afford it. After all, you have all your parents' money, right? So why don't you just use that to pay off my debt?
I told you already, Liam. That is not what that money is for. Do you understand? And stop always looking for ways to use that money.
You're always talking about how that money's for emergencies only and all that. But now that I'm in one, you don't want to help me. I thought that we were husband and wife. What's yours should be mine, right? So just let me use that money already.
The money is for real emergencies only. Not because you bought some horribly expensive necklace thinking I'd just let you use it. And more than anything, I want that money to serve as retirement account for us when we're older. Besides, do you really think that I'm going to use the money that my late parents left me to buy gifts for the woman you're cheating on me with?
You go on and on about how it's your money, but it should be our money. We're husband and wife, and I should have a say about how the money is spent as well.
And I am telling you that that's not going to happen, especially not after today. I'm not going to give you a single cent from my parents' money. Especially not to spend on something completely inappropriate like this.
Come on! I'm your husband! I'm in trouble! Just help me out a little here, please!
It is not going to happen, Liam. So just drop it now before you make things worse for yourself.
I can't believe you. Here I thought that you loved me, but I guess I was wrong about you. I thought I could count on you to help me, but here you are nagging me instead. I just can't believe that I let myself get married to a cheap old hag like you. But I guess they're just like your grandma now, aren't you?
Liam, stop bringing up my grandma. She has nothing to do with this at all.
And what are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna stop me talking about your lousy old tottering grandma? The woman who couldn't raise you right and set you on the path to become a horrible person that you are today. But I guess she did her best to raise someone whose parents would rather be dead than live with them. How could I ever think that it would be possible to start a family with someone as messed up as you are?
How could you say these things? You're just horrible. I thought that you were different than the bullies I used to deal with.
I don't even think that you were bullied now. I think you just had people who recognized that you weren't raised right and were trying to set you straight. Maybe if you listened to them more than your stupid grandma, and you might have turned out normal like the rest of us. Either way, the joke's on me, because I'm the one that married you.
Liam, honestly, what has gotten into you? You never ever used to talk this way about anyone before. Why now?
I know exactly why I'm talking to you this way. You're the one who's putting money before your own husband.
That's not what I'm doing, and you know it. Stop twisting the situation around to make me look bad.
Oh, you mean it doesn't feel good when your partner does that to you? Whatever. I don't know why I bothered trying to deal with you anyways. I should have known you'd be too selfish to listen to me. You've always been nothing but a selfish child who was never raised right and will never understand what it's like to be a normal person. But I'll make you pay for what you're doing to me now.
Liam, you've been out of the house since yesterday. You didn't come home last night at all. Where are you? I really wanted to talk to you more about your debt and this other woman that you're talking to. Please don't run away like this. Just come home so that we can talk.
You think that I'm running away? That's not what I'm doing at all.
Well then, where are you right now? What are you doing?
Honestly, when did you turn into such a nag, huh? Why do I always have to tell you everything that I'm doing?
What do you mean? I just don't know where you are, and I'm worried about you.
If you must know, I'm here with your grandma. She's apologizing to me right now.
Wait a second. Why are you with my grandma? Why in the world would she be apologizing to you? What did you do to her? I thought I told you to leave her out.
Well, you can only blame yourself for this. After all, you kept upsetting me.
You better not lay a finger on my grandma or I'll make you sorry.
I'm just making her take responsibility for your actions.
My actions? You really are a piece of trash, do you know that?
I'm afraid I'll have to make your grandma apologize for that one as well.
I don't understand. Why are you doing this? Why are you putting the only family I have through all of this? You're the one in the wrong here.
And just what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to make you take responsibility for what you've done.
And just how are you going to do that? I haven't done anything wrong at all. You're the bad guy here.
You're just looking to blame everyone but yourself. But I won't hold back anymore. Hey there, Liam. I just thought you should know that your parents are here apologizing to me.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I mean that I went to their house. But it isn't just your parents who were there. Your grandparents were there too. And they are all here apologizing for the trouble that you've caused my grandma and I.
What kind of game are you playing?
I'm not playing any kind of game. I'm just having a little chat is all.
What are you up to? Why would they all apologize to you anyways?
Well, I told them about how you were stealing money out of my wallet to try and cover for your own debts. I told them about how you quit your job and how we've barely been making ends meet ever since. I told them about the necklace that I found on my bag that you bought for some other woman. I also told them about how you were going to ask me to pay for it. And finally, I told them that you tried to pin the blame for all this on my grandma failing to bring me up right.
Why did you drag my family into this?
I thought it was only fair after what you did. Besides, now all of them agree that you and I should get a divorce.
I only wanted a little money from you. Is that really so wrong of me?
That's not what you did that was wrong. But you stole from me, and you expected to be able to live off of my parents' money after I told you it was for the future. Ever since we got married, you acted like I'd never ever do enough for you. And whenever I expressed a concern, you act as if I'm looking down on you. But now I've explained to your family exactly the kind of man you are. And I'm going to make sure that you never treat me or my family that way ever again.
But then, you're really gonna leave me over this? Come on, don't be ridiculous. Hello? Are you even reading these anymore? Rachel? Please answer me. We can talk this out, can't we? Hello?
After Liam's whole family apologized to me, Liam's father sent his son a strongly worded message demanding that he apologize to me as well. I didn't think that he'd really do it, but Liam showed up at his family's house in about an hour and was on his hands and knees begging for forgiveness. Even after all that, I told him that I still wanted the divorce in light of the fact that he was cheating on me. His family all agreed, and Liam's father even offered me the card of a good lawyer. After the divorce, Liam was forced to pay a huge fine for his affair. This pushed him even deeper into debt, as he had to take out loans to afford it. After realizing how little money he really had, I heard that Liam's girl on the side ended up fleeing town to avoid getting into any legal trouble. I was worried when he told me about the necklace, that Liam had somehow gotten access to the account with my parents' money. It turns out he got extra money by borrowing from some very shady people. I heard news one day of a black van showing up at Liam's house, men getting out and dragging Liam in the van. I haven't heard a word about it since. I apologized for getting my grandma caught up in this mess and suggested she come and live with me since Liam was gone. I thought that after all this time, it was my turn to take care of her. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.